Hi, this is Dr. Nikki. I'm really excited to be here with you today. I'm sharing my new book, Math Workshop in Action, and we're going to talk about Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is about math workstations, meaningful engagement. And I have a quote by H.H. Williams that I love. I started the chapter with it. It says, "Furious activity is no substitute for understanding." Sometimes we can fall into the trap in math workstations of having kids that are really, really busy, but doing nothing. And so you want your kids to be doing something. Math workstations are about purposeful practice. Math workstations are where children are practicing something that they already kind of know how to do, but they're not real stable with it. So sometimes people send kids to math workstations to explore new stuff and to figure it out on their own. No, that's not what you do. Math workstations are about practice. The kids should know how to do whatever they're there. Because one of the biggest worries of teachers is, well, what do I do? They're not going to know what to do in the math workstation. Well, that should never be the case. Don't send them to a workstation where they don't know how to do the work, because workstations are about practice. And so in this chapter, I just kind of go through, I define workstations, I talk about the goal of math workstations, and then getting started and forming the groups, because that's the really important stuff. You got to use the data to drive that. And then I give lots of examples of different kinds of scheduling with math workstations and lots of charts. And then I talk about introducing the workstations to the kids and the location and management of the workstations, because that's super important. I like portable workstations. It doesn't matter how you store them. You can go on my math workstations board on my Pinterest boards and see all kinds of pictures of ways to do that. I talk about the importance of having I can statements on the math workstation, right? In the math workstation, whatever the games are, you should always have the I can statement on them, because you want kids to know what they're doing and what they're practicing. They should not just be playing the game, but they should know what the math is. In a math workstation, that's what kids should always know. What is the mathematical takeaway from this game? And then I talk about setting goals, because students should know these are my goals and this is how I'm going to practice. And so it's important that they realize that those math workstation games are in support of mathematical goals that they have. And so I talk about that and give some ideas. And then I talk about noisy spaces in the math workstation, kind of, doing math workstations with kids and how it can get noisy and things you should do about that. And then I talk about how to get kids to reflect on what they've done. Math workstation reflection sheet and group reflection sheets and so forth, so that kids can actually do some thinking about what they've been doing. All right, so that's the chapter on math workstations. Lots of good stuff in there. Happy mathing.